Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Sorry that you're not able to join us, Luke, but hopefully we will catch you next time. Enjoy the Avengers. Hi, Jess. Can see you're here and on board. Hi, Scott. Hi to Zukin. Hello to Mark, Bryn, hi Paul. Team, surely you can't be serious already. Awesome. Hi Monkey Crossers, hi to Sue. The Luns are in the house as well now. Ah, Zukin is Andy and Tash. Good evening, good evening. I suspected it might have been, but hello, hello. If nobody gets that reference, Mark, then I despair at them. Airplane was a cracking film. Hi Tash. Hi to James. Oi oi. And now, coming to you live from Lockdown Towers, it's your host. Here's Leigh. Good evening, good evening. Let me put myself into position, or should I at least move the camera maybe? Oh, do you know what? You wouldn't think I had already got that ready earlier, and I walked into it a minute ago just before we switched on. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. Hi, welcome. If it's your first time here tonight, you are very much welcome. Me and my good old colleague here, Bobby Bojangles, welcome you along to the DG Lockdown Quiz. For those of you who are here and are usually here, welcome back. It's nice to see you again. And don't forget to like and share and tell everybody about this. We have now, I say we as the collective, we dumb management, as in me, have decided to make Saturday night our new home. So rather than jumping and changing from week to week, you will find me here every Saturday, same time, same channel. Never thought I'd be able to say that. So, we are going to get started in about 5-10 minutes. It gives us plenty of time to have those all-important comforts of getting a drink, going to the loo. And also, if you scroll up the comments, you will find the link to the answer form. Now, there's a reason why I have delayed posting the answer form, and you will actually find that is... I don't know why I pointed up when actually the comments are down here. You'll see why there was a delay when it comes to round 2. So what have we got in store for you tonight? For those who haven't already seen the videos and the little snippets and things I've thrown out, we've got the connections round. So we're going to have 9 questions. The 10th one will be, what is the connection between the answers to the previous 9? We have countries with letters missing. You have to try and work it out based on what's on there. And we have the next round, which is celebrities with squashed faces. We also have movies with badly explained plots. And then the final round for tonight is Who Said It? Boris or Homer? So this further proves you really don't need an awful lot of general knowledge to do these quizzes. Just a lot of fluky luck and good guesswork. And probably the first round is the only one that might require to use a little bit of creativity with choosing your answers. To make life even easier tonight than we did last time, I have improved the answer form even further. So you will find that every question is multiple choice. The only one you will have to fill in is going to be obviously the missing letters, but also the connection. So with the connection round, you will find that at the end you will not be given a point for it. So you won't know what your score is for that one if you got it right. I will go through it at the end and I will mark that extra one. And if you get the point, I will pop you the point in so you can see finally how you did. It also means we can pretty much get results straight off the bat. So if you're able to hang around at the very end and you can stick around and see who actually came top of the pops tonight. After extensive searching up and down the country, tonight I have managed to secure yet another fantastic prize for first place, and it is actually once again an amazing deal. I've managed to get back in touch with my friend Jamie Oliver, and he has said that he will once again provide a year's meals for 2 at his Jamie's Italian in Nottingham. So fantastic, bro. James, if you don't win at the quiz, you definitely won at dinner. Deep fried, homemade, generic fast food restaurants, chicken nuggets is by far a winner. I had smoked fish curry, which was also an absolute winner. Apart from the fact it totally burnt my face off. So, who have we got going on then? What's cracking? What have people got tonight? Have I got photos? James sent me a video of him frying up the chicken nuggets, so I've definitely seen evidence of that. Do I have a photo of the smoked fish curry? No, I didn't go to school with it, as it happens. So, right. Oh, there we go. James has posted the video on Facebook already. Don't forget to go on to the community group and post any pictures of your snackage or your quizware. We've had some fantastic quizware photos. So, Monkey, there is no kazoo tonight. We are still dog sitting, and it took him the best part of all night last week to recover. So, there'll be no quiz this time. However, he may be going home very soon. So the quiz round, the kazoo round, will come back once we aren't subjecting poor old Pablo. So, Jess had fajitas, fantastic. Yeah, to be fair, poor Pablo, bless him, he did not know what to do. He went absolutely spare. And then Lindsay was constantly giving me that look of, stop doing it. No. So we are at 8 minutes past 8. We will get started very soon. Oh, the likes are clocking up already. If you do know anybody who might be interested in doing this, do point them in the direction of the channel. Get them to have a little bit of a look at what we do. Because as they'll see, it's very much just like winged it. Paul can't wait. Kazoo! It's not quite the same as pew pew. Incidentally, today I had a chat with Paul as part of our series Dex Mugs and D6 Rolls. I was supposed to have it done and ready to go live before we did the quiz tonight. However, I am still trying to fight my editing software to allow me to actually do it properly. So it will be up probably tomorrow. But me and Paul had a great chat. And what was actually, half of it didn't even get recorded because once we switched it off, we actually spoke for a further 40 minutes afterwards, just chatting. But Paul is actually the guy who very generously donated the Boba Fett print for our competition, which I'm frantically looking around to see if I've actually got. I think I put it somewhere safe. Paul's fantastic. If you want any artwork doing, check out his website, Paul Malone, theartofpaulmalone.com. Did some brilliant work. And we talked about it on the video. We have Scott, who once again, I always, every single time, have to give massive credit for this overlay that you can see around me. Spent a lot of time. And Lolly's on board. Hi, Lolly. Good evening. Please keep stalling. My laptop is very, very slowly loading the answer sheet. Okay. I will talk even slower. Yes, Jess is quite right. Let's see those pets. Let's see what your pets are up to. When it's quiz time, do they join in? Do they go absolutely bat-poo insane when someone starts blowing the kazoo on screen? Share it all. We love to see it. So, Scott, give the hamster a biscuit. Aha, well. My snackage tonight will be the dregs of what remains of my marmalade on toast digestives. Marmalade on toast. They are a taste sensation, as are the cherry bakewells. I mean, Co-op have currently got them on offer, I think, as well. If you're ever in the vicinity of a Co-op, treat yourself. Treat yourself. So I better put those somewhere where the dog is not going to stick his nose in and eat them. Okay. So it's great how many people we've got in tonight. So yeah, Jess will feel so much better if she can live vicariously through all of us. Right, so. Oh, yep, the hamster in the loading laptop. Chuck snacks at him, throw them at him, make him get moving. Right, we are. I did not state the brand name of said biscuits. However, there are also other suitable supermarkets, but I just haven't found them there. So on this occasion, yes, there is some product placement because both myself and Scott have searched other rival supermarkets. They do not have said biscuits in stock. So I do believe the one that rhymes with blow up is the only place you can get it. Quickly glancing down my questions, I think we are about ready to do. Oh, okay. There is an alternative supermarket that does do them, just not the one here in Ilkeston. So I'm sorry, Scott. You feel massive. They might have them in soon at some point. Who knows? Can't find the answer sheet. Tell you what, I'm going to be extra nice and I'm going to go blip, blop, bloop. And there's the answer sheet one more time. Hopefully it will work this time. If it doesn't, good old pen and paper, and then just like frantically throw it at me afterwards. There will be some time, some downtime at the end where we can give people time to catch up. And we can also go over anything we might need to go over and have a chat while people have some time to fill it in. It should be relatively straightforward tonight. Tried to make it nice and easy with some multiple choice answers. It helps some of you guys kind of whittle out what you think it might be. It might make it too easy. We can find out by testing it tonight. I am doing a lot of filler now, and I am a few minutes over starting. I do hope it's now working for you, Lolly. Is the link working? They do in Hillsborough. At least you've got some then, Jess. Maybe we need to start a whole biscuit appreciation group. Just dedicated to people enjoying their biscuits. Fantastic, Lolly. You're up and running. Incidentally, when it comes to art and designing work, I have to give massive credit out to Lolly's picture that she's done for her YouTube channel. Her picture, hand-drawn herself. Fantastique. Bryn Belper. I did find them in Blowbop in Belper. Didn't find them in any other one. But again, they could be there. Quick drink time before we get started. What are you lot drinking tonight? For me, it's the joy of good old summer fruits. And if I'm feeling a bit cheeky later, Pepsi Max. And try not to trip over the jumbo. Oh, what? Okay, so the biscuit hunt will continue soon. Once again, Scott, as a thank you for doing this, I'll see you right. Duffield Amber from Tollgate Brewery. Nice, nice. Yes, Andy, the joys of the days of when we used to have a copious quantities of Pepsi whilst playing good old Game of Thrones, the card game, while me and Tash proceeded to troll the entire table with our decks. It was fantastic. Salty Sea Dogs all the way. Beer, gin and a wine chaser for you, Mark. Sounds good, sounds good. A good old local Kellam Island ale for Jess. Scott, the race is on then. We'll see who can find them first. They definitely didn't have them in the place where I acquired ours yesterday. Got some wine from Asda. Nice, very nice. I'd say alcohol's not my thing, but we all saw me neck that Guinness the other week, but that was a birthday thing after all. I suspect, lingering in the background, because they haven't quite mastered and learnt how to type anything yet, are the good old folks. So, hi there, mother and father, for joining us. Claire's having orange squash. Well, you know, Claire, you're in good company. Me and you, summer fruits and orange squash. Jess, I do also miss the shops Dandelion and Burdock. I also miss the apostrophe that you didn't put in after shop. ABK for James. Spot on. Get it down, you. Right, we are going to make a start. So, we're going to start with the connections round then. So from your answer sheets, you will see the options that are available to you. I will read out the question. You then get to have a little bit of time to mull it over, choose your answer. So, question number 1. What animal is the character from the Toy Story franchise who is also called Wheezy? Drum and bass is truly the best drink ever, Scott. What animal is the character from the Toy Story franchise called Wheezy? Tonight, I am making an incredible effort to not get distracted by people quickly trying to message me going, I can't get on, I'm on my way, I'm running a bit late. I'm deliberately ignoring them tonight. Because otherwise, I end up just staring. That question one last time. What animal is the character from the Toy Story franchise who's also called Wheezy? Question 2. From those options, what is the book that Douglas Adams is most famous for? What is the book that Douglas Adams is most famous for? Remember that from these options, each answer will eventually connect to number 10, which is where you just simply have to put what the connection is. What is the book that Douglas Adams is most famous for? You will find throughout this, I do keep saying from those options, and that's because when I designed it this afternoon, I had the correct answer, and that was it. So I had to make the others up, and for each one, I can't quite remember what I always put. Question number 3. Which sporting event first took place on the 29th of March, 1981? Which of those sporting events first took place on the 29th of March, 1981? Right now, I'm sensing a numbers discrepancy. I'm seeing that the number of likes does not match the number of viewers. So, if you haven't already, you need to like this video. Question number 4. What was the occupation of Fred Housego, who won Mastermind in 1980? I'll give you a clue. I see nobody else here, so you must be talking to me. What was the occupation of Fred Housego, who won Mastermind in 1980? The Haggis Rolling Championship. Number 5. Which band sang the songs Under the Boardwalk, Saturday Night at the Movies, and Save the Last Dance for Me? Which band sang the songs Under the Boardwalk, Saturday Night at the Movies, and Save the Last Dance for Me? Mark, if you've already got to question 5 and you've cracked the connection already, I need to make them far more obscure next time. Number 6. Which character from The Wizard of Oz was looking for courage? Which character from The Wizard of Oz was looking for courage? Trust me, after this round, it all goes downhill. Oh, Mark. Right, okay. Please tell me you have already gone through the rest of the questions now and just tick the one that you think it is for each one. Oh, what? Okay, right. Then I've done this far too easy. Getting some light on the situation, it suddenly dropped very dark. Number 7. Which novel by Charles Nordhoff and James Norman Hall featured Lieutenant William Bligh? Do you know what? This was the round. This is the round I spent the most time on. Oh. But, I mean, well, shows my bar was too low. Name the film directed by Peter Weir that depicted 3 schoolgirls and their teacher mysteriously disappearing on Valentine's Day in 1900. Wow, when you actually read that out loud, that sounds stranger than it actually is. Name the film directed by Peter Weir that depicted 3 schoolgirls and their teacher mysteriously disappearing on Valentine's Day in 1900? Don't worry, I never take the fact that people have worked it out to heart. If anything, it's flattering that I clearly got the connection right and I didn't screw up any of the questions. Number 9. What is the name of the song that begins with the line, "It's a god-awful small affair"? What is the name of the song that begins with the line, "It's a god-awful small affair"? And then finally, number 10. What is the connection? What connects them? My hat keeps disappearing tonight. Hard luck, Jess. You'll get there. You'll get there. If it comes to you later on, you suddenly want to go back and do it. As long as you click back at the bottom and don't refresh, it'll save all of your answers. So you'll be grand. Okay, so when you finish that round, if you head straight on to round 2, which is the countries with missing letters, it needs nothing from me. All you've got there are a series of 10 different countries from around the world, and I have taken away every other letter. All I need you to do is fill in the name of the country underneath. At this point, I'm literally just going to stand here, look pretty, and let you all ponder what each one will be. This is the easiest round I've ever done. Biscuit intermission. I mean, if you finish quick enough, feel free to go and top your drinks up, pop to the loo. I'll still be here, still eating biscuits, talking with my mouth full. Dropping crumbs for the dog. The walking Hoover. It's been a lovely day today. It was also lovely to see this morning as I was driving around that Elveston Castle was as overcrowded in the car park as I expected it might be for this day. I do hope you've all been keeping safe and well. Whoa, whoa, Sue. Right, I'd make a special journey just to come and get Southern Fried Chicken. That's amazing. I might just pause the quiz and just come over now. Or send Lindsay. Linz, need to go and pick some southern fried chicken up from Belper. Yeah, she says no. Something about I should be grateful. Something about I should be grateful for the fact that she made me a fish curry, which I am. She made a fantastic fish curry. Amy is acing this round. Nice that Amy took the time out to join us tonight. I am very sorry. She had a headache. It's an excuse. Andy, it's fine. Just throw some letters in. If it makes a rude word, I might even give you a bonus point. As long as the other letters are still there. That moment when you get told off in a message. Andy, I like the idea of hidden messages. Last time I checked, though, I'm the quiz master. I don't do other people's. I'm pleased it's keeping your brain going, Scott. Keeps my brain going trying to come up with different rounds every week. I'm working out different ways to insult people. Oh, Paul's there, he's done it. Before I choke on my biscuit, and on a serious note, I'm pleased you are able to join in tonight, Amy, and I do hope your headache soon went off. Jess, honestly struggling. To be fair, I'm surprised you made it on, because most of the time you struggle just to actually be able to answer your messages. The burns begin. Andy, I do believe your child opening his bowels twice during the quiz indicates that he too wants to try and get involved, because then there are two of us talking absolute crap tonight. Mark, you're foxed by number 20. I can't remember what number 20 is. Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was going to be number 12. I moved it. Oh, Jess. I tolerate you, really. Okay, Mark, I will give you a massive clue. It's a country, and it has the letters E, I, and O in it. This music stand has had more use since I've started these quizzes. I think in the 9 years I owned it. I think it's slowly falling apart. Lindsay's stealthing behind me. Don't just stealth by me. Come and say hello to everyone. No point sneaking off. Oh, that's the face. That's an attractive grin.
Hello.
I mean, I've got no words. Linz, nip to Belper and get me some sort of fried chicken. The Luns have got some going for me. Okay. You go and enjoy your night then. Yeah, sorry, Luns. No chicken for me. I will pass it on to you, Scott. She's legged it upstairs too and get some of that all-important work-related stuff sorted and done. Soon as I know everyone's ready, Mark. So the people who are ready and waiting, go and get yourselves a bit of a refreshment. Stretch your legs, whatever you want to do. I can tell you that, and anybody, did I take it out? Oh, I took one out. There was one that was literally just a load of O's. I'm just checking it's definitely not there. No, it's not. It was Kosovo, and I spent ages on Kosovo. I did steal these. I'm not gonna lie. Mark's going for a drink. Let's start the next round. Okay, so on to the next round. James, you're stuck on two of them. Again, they might come back to you later, so just come back. That's the beauty of having that 10 minutes at the end. Andy came for the biscuit eating. He wasn't disappointed. You know, I know how to tease my audience. Who's up for a DG calendar? Right. This has been an ongoing discussion with Andy for the past few days. He is adamant he wants a DG calendar, which to an extent is doable. However, the idea of me posing in sultry positions with various gaming equipment hiding certain areas is not something people are going to pay money for, no matter if it's for charity or not. I wouldn't want to see it. Lindsay never wants to see it. The world does not want to see it. However, at DG National Biscuit Day, I'm all in for. Paul, Old MacDonald's Farm might not necessarily be the answer to number 20, but, you know, at the end of the day, the letters were definitely there. Jess, a DG calendar might sound hilarious, but you did not see the suggestions that were being made for it. Think calendar girls, but with us four and gaming equipment. Just reading the message aloud made the dog retch. Stacks of dice. Oh, I couldn't. No, keep it friendly. My mum and dad might be watching. I'm not going to comment. Bryn, 28 mil. What, have you seen it? Oh, you mean footage? Okay. So we are now going on to the squashed face celebrity round. So, I've got to try and remember what I press now. I've been dabbling with key things. That might do it. We're gonna need bigger buns. Yeah, I mean, I did watch the film. Okay, so I'll you know what? I'll finish that sentence in a moment because I've very quickly realised it's jumped straight on to the next question. So, I've taken some celebrities and I've taken various parts of their faces and stuck them together. You need to tell me who it is. However, to finish what you said, Lolly, yeah, I did watch the film and I thought it was incredibly funny. However, awkwardly, I watched it with my grandma, and that made it a little bit awkward. So, so I don't think I quite feel the same thing about that line. So I'll leave that on for a little bit while you work out who it is, because as last week's close-up round, as with last week's close-up round, I will not be going back to them once they are done. Who is that fine specimen? Oh, you know what? That's not the one. That's the answer. I haven't changed. No, that is actually the question. It might be an improvement on the reality. I don't want to judge. Three, two, one. Who is this? Sorry, I'm very conscious I went very quiet there. It's because I'm actually giving the dog some fuss while you lot were looking at that. They could well be new Star Wars characters. Who knows? 3, 2, 1. Who is this person? I actually took inspiration for these from actually trying to, if you can actually recreate these as emojis, do eyes, no, eye, nose, eye, and then stick the mouth underneath. Perfect, just a level, and it makes this very face. Creepy at the best of times. Three, two, one. Who is this? Bryn, who are these people indeed? That's the purpose of the question. You have a few choices. Who are they? Don't be thrown by the lips. They are quite clearly very much overpainted. Bryn, they are all celebrities. Three, two, one. Who is this? So they all have multiple choice answers. This one is number 25. Those who are missing the kazoo, I am very sorry. It will return. Number 26 in 3, 2, 1.
Lights out at 10. Nighty nighty. This one I found to be especially creepy. Hello there, and welcome to the DJ quiz. I am going to be watching you all night long.
And number 27 in 3, 2, 1. I mean, that was a pretty obvious one to an extent for those who know who this person is. But it always makes me chuckle when I see it. And the next one, number whatever number it is, 28. 28 in 3, 2, and now. I just pressed the button far too quickly there. It's not Sir Francis Drake. It is just that guy who calls himself Drake. And in one of his songs, which, quite frankly, I have just totally gone a blank on what it was called, he likes to play invisible ping pong. Oh, that's unfortunate then, Bryn. Just randomly guess, and then go and get yourself a drink. "29 in 3, 2, 1, and pressed it right on time this time. I am not going to turn this into a round of guess when the bowel movements will take place. This is a true test to see whether anybody looks at this person's eyes. Insert evil witch cackle here. I'll give you a clue. It's one of those 3 people on the list. For anybody who's not sure who Shailene Woodley is, she was in that like tweeny Hunger Game rip-off film that came out a while ago. I can't remember what it was called now. The Ass Hats or something. Dr. Teeth. Definitely not Dr. Teeth. That's one of my favourite Muppets. The next one, the last one, number 30. 3, 2, 1. Divergent series. That's the one. Didn't they do one that had like A in it? Like that's something. Oh, I'm sure it had ass at the beginning. Like assholes, or I don't know. Number 30 though, here it is. Yeah, the fact that they ditched it does say an awful lot about it. Not gonna lie. I think I went with Lindsay to watch Allegiant. Oh, I thought it had like Ascendant in it or something like that. Yeah, I went to see the first one with Lindsay, and that was more just to repay the fact that I dragged her to see an awful lot of Marvel films. And so here is number 30. So, brings us to the end. In theory, if I press here, it should take us back to the number 21. I don't know, but I'm going to click off it anyway. So, we'll go through the answers to those. Well, you'll see the answers at the end, but I will go through them so you can actually see the faces that I totally defaced when I made it. Hi! This isn't one of those edited ones. This is actually my face. I do apologise in advance. I also realise I keep wandering off the screen. So. Yeah, I think Lindsay's read all of the Divergent series. I think she's read all of the Hunger Games series. And she read all the Twilight films. She read all the Twilight books. Literally over the past couple of months since we all went into shutdown land. Thanks, Mark. Nice transition. Yeah, thanks. Scott helped me with that. I can't take any credit. I seen that. I absolutely loved the original Leprechaun films. Sorry, I'm going to have a brief moment for everyone to go and get any drinks they might need now, so feel free to scurry off. Me and Mark are just going to sit and talk about films now. We'll have 2 minutes, and then we'll crack on with the badly explained plots. Oh, James, yeah, you recommended Thrawn. I need to have a look at that. But the Leprechaun series, Warwick Davis was fantastic, but I've not seen Origins. I don't know if that's the name of the film. I'm not going to lie, I'm lost on what's going off here. Leprechaun in Space. I've actually... a certain generic online retailer had the entire Leprechaun series on DVD for £5. And I haven't made it to the spaced one yet, but 1 and 2 I absolutely loved. But the films that I do wish they would bring back are the Wishmaster series. I thought the Wishmaster films were fantastic. James definitely watched Leprechaun 1. Leprechaun 1 features a relatively unknown at the time Jennifer Aniston. Leprechaun 2 was just quite funny because he went hunting for a wife. They did have Leprechaun in the Hood, which was it's just daft. But the original Leprechaun films with Warwick Davis are brilliant. But Wishmaster was in a league of its own. Fantastic film. Feel free to grab your drinks, folks. Top them up. Empty your bladders or your bowels. Seems to be customary tonight. Leigh is quite literally boring the crap out of everybody. Whilst getting constantly jumped on by a dog. Who knows? He might get a cameo later on. I might just tip the camera down so we can say hello to you all. Okay, so badly explained plots. The way this is going to work is that I am going to Killer Clowns from Space. That's such a good film. Right. So badly explained plots. You've got a series of films there. This one, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be quite easy. I think the plots are badly explained, but they pretty much point you in the right direction anyway. So I'm gonna give you the plot line, and you need to tell me which film it is talking about. I can see Paul's popped up with Critters. Do you know what? Any 80s film that was a really bad, low-budget horror 80s film is just marvellous. It's fantastic. Critters is amazing, and it's got the mum from E.T. in it. We need a bad movie round. Never mind a round, Mark. I would quite happily do a bad movie marathon. I would love to just sit and watch back-to-back bad movies. And then Critters 5, it was always in space. That's why if anybody wondered why the DG Quiz 5 said in space, it's because every bad 80s film, the fifth film, always went to space. Regardless of what it was, it went to space. So, yeah, it was, it's cracking. However, due to the nature of how many bad films there really are, we'd probably only be able to do the first one in every series. But Scott's on board. There we go. As soon as everything's back to normal, we will have a bad movie marathon. Little toaster goes to space. Everyone seems to want to go to space in these films. A Hoffathon. Just back-to-back episodes of Baywatch. Because pretty much in the 90s, that was every teenage boy, wasn't it, on a Saturday night? Oh, I've not seen The Ambulance with James Earl Jones. That's it. I'm on another bad movie hunt now. Oh, you see, Lord of the Rings in space. They definitely missed out on that one. Right, let's crack on then with the badly explained plots. Oh, it's got to be the Hoff movies. So does that include the SpongeBob film? Because he does make a cameo in it. And the Baywatch movie, because he makes a cameo in that as well. So, number 31. It's actually time for me to do some actual talking now. So, number 31. What film is this? Noseless guy has unhealthy obsession with teenage boy. Noseless guy has unhealthy obsession with teenage boy. Number 32. Girl falls in love with boy on a cruise, but refuses to share, so he dies. Girl falls in love with boy on a cruise, but refuses to share, so he dies. Wasn't that called Moonwalker, Andy? Number 33. Pocahontas with blue people. Pocahontas with blue people. It is arguable, Mark. I personally don't believe what the documentary said. But the accusers definitely made a nice juicy bit of profit out of it. Moonwalker was ace, but for me personally, my favourite part of the Moonwalker the VHS, the movie, was the claymation one, where it's the fans are chasing after him, and so it's him in real life being chased by a load of claymation people. For me, growing up and watching that, it was like, that was amazing. Will suggested that you watch number 33, Lolly. I called it Fern Gully rather than Pocahontas. The Clay Rabbit Dance Off, that's the one. And I never really played the video game for it. 34. A drug-crazed lunatic slowly kills children in front of their parents, one by one. A drug-crazed lunatic slowly kills children in front of their parents, one by one. You see, the only reason we've got multiple choices tonight is because last week I gave too much emphasis on checking spelling. It's more just to make my my marking off easier. Drug-crazed lunatic slowly kills children in front of their parents one by one. They don't actually die, Mark. No, these are badly explained plots by people on Twitter. So I've lifted these straight off. I think it's called #BadMoviePlots or something like that. That's where they're from. Don't go looking at it now because that's just cheating. 35. A conversation about hamburgers leads to violence. A conversation about hamburgers leads to violence. Yeah, the Netflix descriptions would be a good place to look as well, Lolly. I'm actually considering around for bad reviews on Amazon to see if people can guess what the product is, but it's just far too obscure. So I might have to just do a missing words round out of it. Classic film, but the ending doesn't loop round to the beginning. That's my only problem with it. Conversation about hamburgers leads to violence. 36. Oversized man seeks to enhance his jewellery collection. Oversized man seeks to enhance his jewellery collection. $37. Man travels 6 months to return his uncle's jewellery. Try dags. Man wants a new caravan. Man travels 6 months to return his uncle's jewellery. Number 38. Talking mutant chickens sabotage An ambitious couple start up artisan pie business. I'm pretty sure that should be artisanal, but that's the way he wrote it. Talking mutant chickens sabotage an ambitious couple's start up artisan pie business. Oh, I've just thought of another bad movie marathon film. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Talking mutant chickens sabotage an ambitious couple's startup artisan pie business. Number 39. We're nearly there. Idiot stands close to a giant cream egg. Turns out it's not a cream egg. Chaos ensues. Idiot stands too close to a giant cream egg. Turns out it's not a cream egg. Chaos ensues. Yeah, the Killer Tomatoes, so good they made a cartoon. You know what? And I can still remember the theme tune to it. I can also remember the ending to the film just being a catchy little tune called Puberty Love. It was, but along with the Godzilla cartoon, it was just staple viewing that you couldn't help but keep watching. And number 40, older sister ruins younger sister's chance to appear on television. Older sister ruins younger sister's chance to appear on television. Selfish cow. How could she do that to her? Worryingly, James comes up with selfish pig at the exact same time. Oh. Oh, Pablo's come to join me again. We're going to have to get you on camera in a minute, aren't we, mate? Or else people just think I'm talking to the floor. That time-travelling movie, Jack something. Oh, is it Jack? Oh, I want to say Jack Flash, but I think Jumping Jack Flash was a Whoopi Goldberg film, wasn't it? Free Jack. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Free Jack. Okay, so we will have again a slight 1 minute comfort break. Stretch your legs. We're only going to have 1 minute this time. Very, very quick run to the fridge if you need to, Bryn. I still find the painting Friend Zone guy scary as hell when he comes out of the rock. In what? In Free Jack? Do I need to watch this film? Oh, Bad Taste. Bad Taste. Another one for the Bad Movie Marathon. Bad Taste. And Meet the Feebles. Just racking up the bad movies now. Someone needs to be keeping a list of these, or I'll just have to watch this back and do it. Meet the Feebles was basically just Sesame Street on crack, but I loved it. I personally absolutely loved it. I haven't seen Revenge of Billy the Kid. So, we are heading towards our last round with a barking dog. I've got a series of quotes. All you have to do is decide who said it. Boris or Homer. Oh, Spaceballs is classic. If you can get hold of the Spaceballs Special Edition DVD, it's worth watching the Dink commentary. Me and my friend Jono literally went through the entire film with the Dink commentary, and it was just a thing of beauty. Especially when at least 7 or 8 Dinks all arrive at once and have a conversation. So, number 41. Who said it? Boris or Homer? Number 41 then. Why would women want to go to a gym if there were no men there watching them and judging them? Why would women want to go to a gym if there were no men there watching them and judging them? At this point, nothing's going to give it away because I have intentionally left the answers off so that you cannot see what the answers are and that I can't be influenced by what it says next to it, because sometimes I tend to give it away. Backstroke of the West is brilliant. It is the best. And Brain Dead, I kick arse for the Lord, is equally brilliant. Although that was kind of a semi-Brian Blessed impression there, not a New Zealand accent. I'm sorry to any New Zealanders who watch. Don't think we reached that far though. So 41 for the last time. Why would women want to go to a gym if there were no men there watching them and judging them? Anybody who isn't sure what Backstroke of the West is, I highly recommend you type it in on YouTube, because somebody actually took... James, you'll have to remind me now which one it is. Is it Revenge of the Sith? Episode 3. They took one of the early episodes, the prequel episodes of Star Wars, translated it into knockoff Chinese, and then translated it back, and as a result, it just changed the context of the film completely. Brain, definitely the best use of a lawnmower, which then leads on to another rubbish film, Lawnmower Man. But then there was also that film that had the guy from Terminator 2 in it, the kid, and it was like a virtual reality game, and he thought it was a real one, and every time he played it, the next day it turned out someone had died. Can't think what the film's called, but that's another trashy film to add to the bad movie list. It turned out the game was possessed or something like that. I can't even remember now, it's so vague, but I remember it being a cracking film. Number 42. My friends, as I have discovered myself, there are no disasters, only opportunities, and indeed, opportunities for fresh disasters. My friends, as I have discovered myself, there are no disasters, only opportunities, and indeed, opportunities for fresh disasters. Dog has just run off with my shoe. Just to give you an update on the dog. And if anybody is able to find out the name of this film I'm trying to think of, where it's a game that controls a serial killer and it turns out to become real, please tell me. It's got the kid who played Connor in Terminator 2 in it, and it's doing my head in. Number 43. If I could just say a few words, I'd be a better public speaker. If I could just say a few words, I'd be a better public speaker. And as was the case last week, the reason you've not been asked for your name or team name yet is because it is the final question. Number 51 is asking you for your name and your team name. Brain scan sounds right. It might be brain scan. "43 was if I could just say a few words, I'd be a better public speaker. Number 44. I lead a life of blameless domesticity and always have done. I lead a life of blameless domesticity and always have done. I'm very, very unprofessionally going to very quickly do a search for brain scan to see if that's the one I was thinking of. It's brain scan. It is brain scan. Thank you, Mark. However, Scott, as far as Maniac, I do remember watching Maniac Cop once. I lead a life, this is number 44, I lead a life of blameless domesticity and always have done. Number 45 then. There is absolutely no one, apart from yourself, who can prevent you, in the middle of the night, from sneaking down to tidy up the edges of that hunk of cheese at the back of the fridge. Who said it? Boris or Homer? There is absolutely no one, apart from yourself, who can prevent you, in the middle of the night, from sneaking down to tidy up the edges of that hunk of cheese at the back of the fridge. Oh, it's funny because I never leave the untidy edges of a hunk of cheese. I never leave any cheese. "46. Other nations, the French, looked at a dining table and saw an opportunity to have dinner. We looked at it and saw an opportunity to play whiff-waff." Cheese is definitely not evil. Definitely not. I can definitely do a cheese round again. Cheese or services was last week's treat. I will now try and find another cheese round. Cheese is love, cheese is life. Other nations, the French, looked at a dining table and saw an opportunity to have dinner. We looked at it and saw an opportunity to play whiff-waff. Number 47. Facts are meaningless. You could use facts to prove anything that's even remotely true. I genuinely can't remember who said these either, which is why it's even funnier. Facts are meaningless. You could use facts to prove anything that's even remotely true. I have no idea what a whiff-waff is. Ah, it involves biscuits. Spot on. In that case, then, I celebrate with waff. Number 49. I was working on a flat tax proposal and I accidentally proved there's no God. I was working on a flat tax proposal and I accidentally proved there's no God. And number 50. If they want to take their lives into their own hands, then they should be able to do so with all the freedom and exhilaration of our woad-painted ancestors. If they want to take their lives into their own hands, then they should be able to do so with all the freedom and exhilaration of our woad-painted ancestors. Jess, I researched these, I wrote them, and even now I can't remember who said what. Paul, good shout, Toxic Avenger. Another one that actually caused to have another cartoon made, and it was absolutely brilliant but bad at the same time. Okay, James, you think you've missed one? Let's do a very, 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 very quick recap. Going back to 41. Why would women want to go to a gym if there were no men there watching them and judging them? 42. My friends, as I have discovered myself, there are no disasters, only opportunities, and indeed opportunities for fresh disasters. 43. If I could just say a few words, I'd be a better public speaker. 44. I lead a life of blameless domesticity and always have done. 45. There is absolutely no one apart from yourself who can prevent you in the middle of the night from sneaking down to tidy up the edges of that hunk of cheese at the back of the fridge. 46. Other nations, the French, looked at a dining table and saw an opportunity to have dinner. We looked at it and saw an opportunity to play whiff-waff. 47. Facts are meaningless. You could use facts to prove anything that's even remotely true. 48. Stupidity. There we go. 48. Stupidity got us into this mess, and stupidity will get us out. The problem I've got is when I copied these quotes, they copied them covered in black, and I missed that one out. So, 48. Stupidity got us into this mess, and stupidity will get us out. So please change your answer to number 48. 49. 49. I was working on a flat tax proposal and I accidentally proved there's no God. So please change your answer to number 49. Or keep it the same. Who knows? I was working on a flat tax proposal and I accidentally proved there's no God. No, I'm very sorry, folks. It's my fault. My fault entirely. It looks like my entire questions have been redacted and it's really hard to focus when they're all highlighted in black. Number 50 then is if they want to take their lives into their own hands, then they should be able to do so with all the freedom and exhilaration of our woad-painted ancestors. I forgot to speak them. Right, I didn't do a kazoo round, and I'm going to show you why, okay? Meet Pablo. If it'll actually let me because of the background. And now I've got to hope that that actually sticks back in the right place, or else it's going to look horrendous. And that poor little fellow couldn't go through it again. Oh, all you've got there is my stomach. That's not good fun. Nobody wants that. Is that it? Are we back? I'm going to kind of wait now. Adjust, step back. I'm probably going to disappear completely now. Yay, there we go. That'll do. Look, the kazoo round will be back, but I couldn't put him through it. I mean, you saw that little face. That poor little face didn't know what to do with himself last week. Okay. So question 51 then is your name and your team name. 4 people have dropped in their answers so far. Good stuff. Now your score will come up with a score out of 49. So what I'm going to do now as they start to come through is I'm actually going to put in your point for if you got the connection right. Which I can tell, who are you? Answers right at the very bottom. I can tell the 3 poopeteers, I'm afraid you didn't get the connection, but I appreciate the effort. Okay. Oh, it calls it extra credit. So in theory, I think if you actually refresh the page, it might update your score. I don't actually know though. This is where I'm now staring very bluntly. Whoa, oh. Right, that wasn't going to work. And I can tell you why that's not going to work. Because I'd already hotkeyed number 1. I'd hotkeyed number 1. And I'm trying to give points to people and it's not working. So anybody who got the connection chocolate bars, you score a point. And I'll put it in later. Because, yeah. Because Muppet. I tried to hotkey it off the F keys because I kept fluffing it. Oh no, Lolly. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought it actually would have worked. But I can tell you, Lolly, I can go on and I can give you your score. I just need to remember which respondent you are on my answers. Let's have a look. I can soon tell you, Lolly. I can let you know how you scored. Don't you worry, Petal. The House of Pain, you are there. Which means you were that number. So if I go to that number, is there. I scroll to the bottom and that says that one. I can tell you, Lolly, that including the extra, is it an extra point? I need to scroll up. Yep, you got that one as well. So including that, Lolly, you scored 43. There you go, 43. Also, can I have Luxembourg, pretty please? If it looks like you've spelt it and you've tried to get the country right, I will award the point for it, yes. But I am not touching anything else, or I will end up clearing it off. Once the stream is finished, I will post up again the scores similar to how I did last week. But I can say that I just need to refresh, actually check I've had all the answers so far. I do know we potentially have a few last minute responses coming in because I think some people have resorted to doing it quickly on paper. So they will have some time to do it, and obviously I'm not going through any answers apart from the picture ones very shortly. But I can say we have got a high score of oh, you know what? If I say what the highest score is, it's going to give it away. But I can easily say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you got into the 40s. A fair few of you got into the 30s, and one fell just short of the 30s. However, I feel like I need to actually tell you these. So, the Rents actually managed to fill theirs in. So, Mum and Dad are here. Good evening. If I said anything at all to embarrass you and made you want to disown me tonight, luckily we are socially distanced, so you haven't got to look me in the eyes anytime soon. I am going to very quickly then run through the scores on the doors. I will do the top 3. So, in third, technically we had a joint second, so I'm making it should really be fourth, but I'm saying third for the sake of ease. With 42 points, they are both joint actually. In joint, technically third, with 42 points, we have the House of Pain. Although actually you've got a few extra points to add on from this, so it could change. And another one on 42 points are Scott, Jane and Karma, the Efield Massive. Sitting currently on 45, but again it all could change when we look at the chocolate bar connection. We have the Gas and Heating Services Limited. I'm not reading out the whole thing, James. You've done it to me again. It's not happening. And the Southern Fried Lunds. Well done. Again, I'll be looking at those connections, though it could still change yet. However, sitting pretty at the top with 46 at the moment is Surely You Can't Be Serious. Bryn, Mark and Paul. So as I say, it could change. Could change. I will post the scores for definite later on. So you may find you've got the extra point from the connection. However, I will now go through those celebrity faces. Let's have a look at them. Let's go back to these beautiful, beautiful faces. Look at it. Look at it. So, you go and enjoy your Borderlands marathon, Jess. See you later. Thanks for coming and joining in. For everyone else, though, let's go through these lovely people. So, who was this originally? It was Miley Cyrus. And then we had the next one. Kanye West was the previous one. I realised I didn't say his name. Which took us to Harry Styles. I'm just not going to talk over these now because the going through them pretty much just speaks for themselves. Now see who they are. Oh, that's me. Hello. I think we're having a technical hitch and I've lost the others, but as you would have seen who they were anyway. Yeah, yeah, they were horrendous people to look at. But actually, after that would have been John Travolta, who was missing. Then it was Steve Buscemi, of course, Pharrell. In fact, if I go back to the original one, we can see what they originally were, because that shouldn't really have gone back to Miley. Was supposed to have gone through them, but obviously Chris Hemsworth, Jennifer Lawrence, Pharrell Williams, Steve Buscemi. How can you not recognise those eyes? And John Travolta. I think they were the only things that haven't been turned plastic. But yeah, evidently when I uploaded those photos, some of them fell off along the way. But as it is, that brings us once again to that time of the week. Thank you very much for coming, Paul. We have reached that point of the night where I do say thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, everybody who has contributed in some way has helped us out a great deal. We do appreciate that. Thank you. Just for simply coming and joining is always great. Do please tell others all about us. Subscribe to the channel if you want to know what else is cracking off. There will be lots of new content coming soon, including that meeting, that conversation, that interview, that chat, the Dex Mugs and D6 rolls that I had with Paul earlier. Obviously, Paul has, as I say, generously donated to the art competition. I am going to be launching the gallery that people can have a look at for the art competition, where I will be looking for people to come on and vote. The winner will get a £40 DG gift voucher as part of our celebration for our birthday, and also the art print as well. I will also be doing an unboxing for a series of goodies in a loot box. Not actually by the company loot box. I don't want to name drop any particular brand, but we have a loot variety to open. And as we look through it and pull things out of it, I am going to throw some of those in as runner-up prizes in the art competition as well. So thank you very much everyone for coming along. You continually coming and joining us, it means an awful lot. If you have any round suggestions, do feel free to post them in the events. Also, I did mention at the top of the shops the results of the art competition. Right, Mark, before I go on to the next bit, the results of the art competition, we're going to launch on Monday. I will launch a gallery that people can come and vote for their top 3. So you're going to award 3 points to your first choice, 2 points to your second, 1 point to the third. At the end of it, I will total up at the end of the week on Friday. I will total them up, and then on Saturday I will go live and I will announce who the winner of the competition is. I will show the artwork, and if they're willing, I'll pull the winner up onto video and have a bit of a chat with them as well. So I do like the idea of the alphabet round. I will add that to my list. However, I would like to now point those of you who are still here towards the 30th of May. I will mention this again next week, but on the 30th of May, I am running a charity one in honour of Macmillan. Because Macmillan always try and promote playing various games. But obviously this time, with everywhere being shut, they have now asked that we start to try and run things from home. So I want to run a quiz show. I want to run it like a quiz show where I can get volunteers to come onto camera with me, side by side, and even though people can still take part in the answer forms, you guys are in the hot seat because you actually get to take part in the questions as well. And to come and join in and have some fun with it. Might even be that I set you some challenges to quickly run off and do around your house. But I want to try and make it interactive and fun and try and raise some money while we do it. As far as other things, Brian, can we do this when the lockdown ends? I'm pretty sure we can work out a way to make this carry on. Once lockdown does end, though, I will be going back to juggling 2 jobs, at which point doing it weekly might not be possible, but we'll certainly attempt to do it as often as we possibly can. But I would love it if people would come along and come on camera with me and take part in this charity event to try and raise as much as we can for Macmillan, and that will be on the 30th. However, for now, I'll be back here next Saturday, same time, same channel. The event is already on the channel. It's lined up and scheduled and ready. So please do share with your friends. Tell them all about the sorts of rounds we do, because I think a lot of people sometimes are put off by the thought that they might not be able to answer the questions. But actually, we're all just in it for a bit of fun. We need something to break up the monotony of what tends to go on. And do please come along and join us, because it means a lot to us that you come and do it. I know a lot of you guys reach out to me and tell me that you enjoy them. So do please come along if you can. Thank you to everybody who's taken part tonight. It does mean a lot to us that you do come out and support us like this. So all I can say really on behalf of myself, James, Jess, Ed, everybody at DG, I'd like to say thank you very much. Take care. Continue to stay safe. We don't know how long we've got, but in the meantime, and while we are still here, we're always here for you guys. Come to us if you need anything, and we will speak to you soon. For now, good night everybody. Take care, and speak to you soon.